Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone tuning in from across the globe. Welcome to the 2024-2025 Ford Philanthropy Mobility Fellowship Summit. We're thrilled to have you join us for this impactful event, where we'll celebrate the dedication, innovation, and drive of the Ford Philanthropy Mobility Fellows who are shaping the future of mobility and transportation. My name is Evie Flaw, and I'll be your host for today. Now let me share a bit more about today's event and what you can expect. The Ford Philanthropy Mobility Fellowship is an intensive venture and leadership development program. It is designed to empower mobility and transportation-focused entrepreneurs and community leaders to elevate the solutions they are building, increasing access to mobility, transportation, and essential services in under-resourced, low-income communities across the world. This fully funded program equips entrepreneurs with the essential skills, hands-on experience, and invaluable networks they need to make a transformative impact in their communities, redefine how people move, access resources, and build better lives. Over the next hour and a half, we'll hear 13 incredible Ford Philanthropy Mobility Fellows who are addressing critical mobility challenges in their regions. The fellows will present their ventures in 3 groups based on their location: South Africa, Southeast Asia, and Mexico. Each of them is tackling mobility issues that are transforming how people connect, travel, and access opportunities in their communities. These ventures are not only transforming the way we think about mobility, but also driving real, lasting change in their communities. So to kick things off, it is my pleasure to introduce someone who plays a pivotal role in guiding the Ford Philanthropy Mobility Fellows, Teal Vickery, Programs Manager at Watson Institute. Teal has been instrumental in ensuring that the Ford Philanthropy Mobility Fellows have the mentorship, the resources, and the leadership development they need to elevate their ventures. Teal, we're excited to hear from you. Please take it away.
Thank you, Evie. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Ford Philanthropy Mobility Fellowship Summit. I'm Teal Vickery, and I'm a Senior Programs Manager here at the Watson Institute, and I had the pleasure of leading the Ford Philanthropy Mobility Fellowship 2025 cohort. Over the years, I have watched as fellows join our programming as mere strangers, only to leave 16 weeks later as a close-knit group and community. I have tried to capture the recipe and steps taken to build these strong communities so I can implement them in fellowships later, only to be met with new personalities, new dynamics, and new community building strategies that I did not account for. The only thing I know to be true about building strong communities is that it can't simply be done by completing the tasks on a list and crossing them off step by step. It really comes down to bringing together the right people at the right time. And it's in the moments of imperfection when people join our call while walking their dog, or while traveling halfway across the world, or when driving their kids to school, and in the tiny moments when you might accidentally unmute while talking to a loved one, or when you answer a question and we can hear the quiet cooing of a baby in the background. It's in the tiny moments where we get to see the life beyond the screen, the people, places, and things that have supported you through your dreams. While we never really met in a world that is real, you transcended moments together and let each other know how it feels to jump before you're ready, laugh when you want to cry, keep on going forward because you know it's right. You whispered to the doubts, comforted all the fears, you protected each other's courage, you wiped away the tears. So we can all step in to a tomorrow that is bright. Watson is forever your safe space, so you can continue to fight the good fight. Thank you so much to the 2025 cohort, and I'm so grateful for all the time we've spent together. Evie, I will go ahead and pass it back to you.
Thank you, Teal, for that wonderful introduction. Now that we're grounded in the vision of today's summit, let's begin our journey, starting with a region where mobility innovation is accelerating at an exciting pace, South Africa. From reimagining how mothers move through cities, to scaling EV infrastructure and redefining travel experiences, the Ford Philanthropy Mobility Fellows you are about to meet are leading mobility solutions rooted in inclusion, equity, and access. Up first, we have Jamie Thurston Weingod, Chief Experience Officer and co-founder of Loop. Jamie is a South African innovation strategist, entrepreneur, and recipient of the Africa and Global 40 Under 40 Awards. He applies technology, science, and design thinking to drive inclusive mobility and digital financial access across emerging markets. Jamie, the floor is yours.
Did you know there's over 140 million taxi trips per day across Africa? My business partner, Imtiaz Riley, told me that every morning around 9 a.m., after peak traffic, his dad will call him and say, "Come stand outside." His taxi driver dad will pull up with a minibus van full of passengers, hand Imtiaz a bag of money and say, "Put it in the cupboard." There's a huge risk driving through South African townships with all that money. If they lost that earnings, they can't pay for fuel for the next shift, no money to pay for rent, and for many living hand to mouth, no food on the table this evening. The truth is, we are in a cash heavy economy where carrying physical cash doesn't just limit your access to financial services, it puts your life at risk. We had to do something. This is why we started Loop in one of the most dynamic and chaotic cash environments in the world, the South African minibus taxi industry. Drivers and passengers handle thousands in cash. So we built a digital solution tailored for the emerging market. A seamless, instant digital payment system that doesn't need card machines, doesn't need banks, doesn't charge fees, and doesn't charge for receiving payments. At first, it was about safety and convenience for taxi drivers and commuters. But then something bigger happened. Vendors, hairdressers, side hustlers, even NGOs started asking us, can we use Loop too? We realized we haven't just solved for one industry. We're solving a global problem that affects the working class, the informal sector, the underserved communities around the world. Loop is building payments infrastructure for the emerging market. With just a phone and a phone number, anyone can send or receive money instantly anywhere in the world. No swiping, no card machines, no hidden bank charges, and most importantly, no need to risk your life carrying cash. We've made a name for ourselves, winning multiple awards: Best Mobility and Logistics Company in Africa, Social Enterprise of the Year, and most recently, Global 40 Under 40 winner for innovation. Our solution gives people access to more than just mobility and payments. It's the gateway to financial inclusion, savings, insurance, and digital identity. It's the entry into the formal economy that millions and millions of people might otherwise never have. And because we're mobile first and POS device free, we can scale across villages, cities, and to the world. South Africa is a country full of potential, but today, 1 in 3 South Africans are unemployed. We know that when we invest in small businesses, we're not just creating jobs, we're building communities, restoring hope, and laying the foundation for a stronger, safer community. Supporting just 10 businesses can lead to 25 new jobs. Imagine what can happen when we do this at scale. This is about more than just numbers. It's about creating the South Africa we all want to see. One where more people feel secure, supported, and have the real chance to thrive. That's why today we're asking for your partnership to help us unlock the future by investing in Loop. We are creating a world where informal doesn't mean excluded, where the people who build our cities, cook our meals, and drive our taxis are connected to the tools they need to grow their lives and their businesses. With only $500,000, we can enable an additional 12,000 vendors and enhance countless lives. Loop started in a single taxi, but we built for the world. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jamie. Next, please welcome Jacobina Junius, founding partner and CEO of Emperor Charging Company. Emperor Charging Company is a South African startup building EV infrastructure across Southern Africa. Jacobina leads efforts to expand clean mobility through accessible charging solutions that empower communities and reduce carbon emissions. Jacobina, take it away.
Hello, my name is Jacobina Junius, and I'm a social worker. And every day I have the privilege of sitting across people, listening to their stories, their struggles, and their hopes as they navigate life's most difficult situations. But sometimes life hits close to home. In 2023, my childhood friend Thomas was arrested near the Angolan border for smuggling fuel. Not because he was a criminal, but because he was a father desperate to feed his family, and the rising cost of fuel in Namibia had left him no choice and no way to support his family, and smuggling seemed like the only option left. When I visited him in jail, I saw a father carrying the weight of guilt and fear. He was consumed of the thought of what would happen to his family without him. The emotional toll was unbearable. Their family, like many others, was falling apart, caught in a system where energy poverty forces people to do everything just to survive. And Thomas' story is not an isolated case. It's a reflection of what too many families have to go through every single day. And that's when I started to think, what if there was an alternative to using expensive fuel? And that is how I founded Emperor. Emperor was born from a belief that no one should have to risk their freedom or dignity just to put food on the table. Our slogan, Keeping You in Charge, means more than charging your car. It means creating an energy future where people like Thomas can thrive and not just survive. And it means restoring dignity, control, and hope. At Emperor, we are focused on designing and assembling our own branded renewable powered charging stations. Our vision is to accelerate EV adoption and making this station available and profitable. Our solution includes private and public chargers for homes, businesses, and fleets. We also have scalable solar power charging hubs to ensure long-term sustainability. Our solution also comes with an application for seamless payment integration using Visa mobile wallets. At Emperor, our aim is also to create an economic and social impact by keeping money in the economy, lowering transportation costs, creating jobs in infrastructure, and improving air quality and reducing CO2. We have a very multi-revenue business model that ensures sustainability and profitability. Since the beginning of Emperor, we have ensured that we have gained a good amount of traction, building trust with our partners and stakeholders. Emperor is powering a cleaner and greener future by uniting public and private sectors to create a fast, reliable charging network for all. We are seeking 5 million to fuel our vision, with funds dedicating to building charging infrastructure, integrating cutting-edge software, payment system, and expanding market and outreach. By investing in Emperor, you're not just investing in a company, you're helping shape a sustainable and inclusive world for all. And now is the time to invest because we are partnering with automakers to increase vehicle supplies using battery storage, assembling locally for affordable pricing, and working with policymakers for EV charging incentives. At Emperor, we have a purpose-driven team of innovators and experts guided by the values of a social worker. We are building an inclusive EV charging solutions aligned with sustainable goals. The time for clean mobility is now. Join us in electrifying Africa. Invest, partner, and collaborate to drive EV adoption. Let's make this vision a reality. Thank you.
Thank you, Jacobina. Now we turn to Edison Shumba, founder of Timo Rides. Timo Rides is a premium mobility platform transforming transportation for underserved tourists and professionals across Africa. As an active player in Africa's venture capital ecosystem, he champions startups that drive inclusive mobility and economic opportunity. Edison, you have the mic.
3 months ago, I was heading to a business conference, one of those high stakes events where I was not only representing myself, but the startup founders that I work with every day. So I ordered a ride at Ora Tambo and the car pulled up. What the heck? I was surprised. The windscreen was broken, shattered, edge to edge. I wanted to cancel the ride, but I couldn't. I was afraid. What could happen to me if I canceled the ride? So I sat silently in the car and I prayed. I hope this windscreen won't fall on the freeway. I asked myself, how have we come to accept this as normal? My name is Edson. I'm a venture builder who works within the startup ecosystem. My superpower is to connect the world, the economy, to reliable services, to reliable people, emphasizing on quality, reliability, trust. Timo isn't just a startup. I do believe that mobility is dignity. It is very personal. In South Africa and much of Africa, transportation is unpredictable. You never know who is going to come and pick you up. You're not sure. How are you going to really arrive? Are you safe? Is this transparent? With the random assignment with Uber, Bolt, and InDriver, you think that you are safe, but you are not safe. So I came up with the premium transportation app that we call Timo, designed for trust. We would like to call it an Airbnb, but an Airbnb for techs, where you're able to review the inside of the car, the outside of the car, you're able to see the driver statistics, and you will make an informed decision of whether this is the car that you want to pull, and the exact car will pull up. What makes us different from Uber, Bolt, and InDriver? Well, you can able to choose your driver in the vehicle. You're also able to pre-book like an Airbnb. You're also able to access us through QR codes. And with the hotel and corporate integrations, we are able to see our available drivers straight from their sites. Well, tourism is back. Business is rising, and this is the time to build something better, something that will make you feel that a family member have come and pick me up. The market is vast. It's a 10 billion global market, but looking into the African cities, it's a 1 billion market. Realistically, we can capture the 300 million, targeting the tourist and the business professional. We're a cashless platform where we take the full fare and 80% goes to the driver and 20% goes to us and our partner companies. We're currently asking for $300,000. Yes, we have done 5,000 pilot rides to date, which has signified our desirability assumptions. And we want this money so that we will be able to do our product enhancement, our operational cost, and also our marketing customer acquisition. Our vision, we want to redefine transportation from that of a transactional service to that of a meaningful, family-oriented reality. And to that end, we can say we will allow you to move with confidence. I thank you.
Thank you, Edison. And for our final pitch impacting South Africa, please join me in welcoming Amanda Mokena, founder of MombiMom.com. Amanda is a passionate educator and youth development specialist, and her venture Mombi.com is improving transport access for mothers in South Africa. Amanda, the stage is yours.
MobiMom.com, a ride that understands motherhood. When we think about innovation in mobility, we think about cars, roads, and speed. But when was the last time we thought about mothers as commuters, caregivers, mothers as women who just given birth? The truth is, mothers are a forgotten population in the mobility space. Hi, my name is Amanda Mukwena. I'm the founder of mobimom.com, a Glow Movement MPO initiative, a mobility care platform created by moms for moms. This business was born from a deeply personal experience when I given birth to my baby via C-section prematurely. I had to travel between home and hospital to see her every day, and I was relying on e-hailing services. The services were unreliable, they were unsafe, and also not clean. I wasn't alone. I was with another mom who actually had to be restitched after her ride experience that didn't go well. The drivers are too fast. They do not know the passengers they have. So that's when I realized that we need to support mothers in mobility because this was a life-threatening setback. That heartbreak lit a fire inside of me. Our transport systems are failing mothers, especially during the critical 6-week recovery window. In South Africa, over 1,000 women die annually from pregnancy-related causes. Many preventable, if only safe transport was one of the available things for mothers. No mother should suffer or die because she couldn't get a safe ride. That's why I created mobimom.com. Mobimom.com is a mobile and web-based ride platform designed around mothers' needs. We offer empathetic train drivers who understand maternal health and caregiving, sensitized, comfortable rides for antenatal visits, postnatal trips, moms to take their children to immunization visits, especially moms who also have children with disabilities. Moms need more than a ride. They need safety, they need care, they need dignity. Mobimom.com addresses a huge gap for underdeserved communities where public transport is unsafe, unreliable, and risky for recovering moms. Our vision is to eventually become the world's most trusted mobility transport for mothers to move safely, get support, and access new economic opportunities. We will offer subsidized rides for moms who can't afford. Also, this will be a platform that will have access to resources that moms need, like your nannies, your medication, whatever they need will also be on an app, and this will also create job opportunities for women, especially mothers in South Africa. We invite our mission-aligned investors, partners, and changemakers to join us. Your investment would support finalizing our web platform, subsidizing rides, training empathetic drivers, and building strategic partnerships. Because when we support moms, we support society. Thank you.
Thank you, Amanda, and to all of our inspiring South Africa presenters. What an incredible start to today's summit. At this point, I'm excited to pass the mic to our programs coordinator, Cynthia Campos, who will guide us through the next set of powerful pitches, this time from fellows creating impact across Southeast Asia. Cynthia, over to you.
Thank you, Evie. The Ford Philanthropy Mobility Fellows you're about to meet are advancing mobility across Southeast Asia, from bike equity and delivery access to smart parking and mobile libraries. These fellows are building ventures that aren't just efficient, they're deeply human-centered, inclusive, and community-powered. Let's hear their stories. First, please welcome Jessa Rodriguez, Brand Ambassador for Bike School Asia. Jessa is a commuter, bike mechanic, and community builder, redefining cycling culture in the Philippines. She leads Learn to Ride and bike repair workshops, reaching hundreds of new riders. Through grassroots events and local partnerships, she's making biking accessible, fun, and empowering, especially for women and youth. Jessa, the mic is yours.
This is not a parking lot. This is one of our major highways in the Philippines, and this is how our daily commute looks like. People need a full 25 minutes just to complete a 10-kilometer trip by car. And we are not only losing our time and money. Extreme traffic is also harming our public health and environment, and we believe there's a better way. 8 years ago, I started bike commuting with my mountain bike. I was a fresh grad earning just enough to survive in the city. I wanted to find an alternative way to move around, skip the long lines and long hours wasted in traffic. There were no bike lanes in place, and it was rare to see other women on bikes. Hi, I'm Jezza Rodriguez. I move people and build what moves us. And this is Bike School Asia. I naturally share my stories online and love to inspire and mobilize people. I've been sharing my bike commute journey since the start, and something amazing happened. The bicycle was not only my means of transportation, but it was also my way to explore the city, experience its culture, and discover places I wouldn't have seen if I was using a car. It also helped improve my mental and physical health. And I realized through the comments and engagement that I was not alone. So when people ask me, "Did you just bike here?" I would just smile and say yes. Problem was that the more I shared, the more I realized other challenges. First, I realized there were no female mechanics in the bike shops where I got my bike fixed. So I started my quest of volunteering in bike shops, just to learn how to fix my own bike. My initial goal was only to fix my flat tire, install and uninstall wheels, and bring back the loose chain. Little by little, people started tuning in and watching me enjoy all these adventures from my Instagram stories. Those hands-on experiences opened my eyes, not just to the mechanics, but to the transformative power of cycling and community. Later on, big brands like Decathlon started reaching out to me, universities, NGOs, and bike shops asking for workshops to encourage more people to see the beauty and efficiency of active transportation. Every day, more Filipinos are cycling to work, riding for fitness, or simply exploring our cities on two wheels. But when their bikes break down or needed a tune-up, the options are limited, usually informal, inconsistent, and lacking professional standards. That's why Bike School Asia is expanding its footprint to the Philippines. BSA students can choose a clear professional pathway from foundational mechanics all the way to full certification as a certified bicycle technician. BSA Philippines aims to position itself as the premier bicycle mechanic training school in the country, providing world-class training and certification for aspiring and professional mechanics. Our audience: urban cyclists and commuters, aspiring professionals seeking to establish a career in bike mechanics, and bike shops looking to upskill their workforce. The cycling culture in the Philippines is growing fast, but the industry lacks structured training, and we fill that gap. With few competitors offering formal certification and strong demand for trusted bike servicing, we're perfectly positioned to lead. We don't just teach bike mechanics, we create certified professionals. Our curriculum follows international standards, giving our graduates a real advantage to the local market. BSA Philippines expects stable fixed costs across its first 2 years, totaling approximately $117,000. Our accelerated scenario is expected to deliver strong profitability with moderate expansion. For almost a year, our work is mostly focused in one city, and we have raised a total of $12,000 already. With the expansion coming this year, we are expecting a total of $125,000 and $250,000 in 2 years. This diversified mix ensures stable income while building a growing community of skilled professionals and confident everyday bike commuters. So if you're tired of traffic, curious about cycling, or ready to make our city more human-centered, help us build Bike School Asia Philippines. Thank you.
Thank you, Jessa. Next up, please welcome Nico Luciano, founder and CEO of Deliver Ease. Deliver Ease is a tech-driven logistics aggregator platform transforming how businesses connect with the most efficient delivery solutions through intuitive, centralized systems. Nico, take it away.
When I was a child, my family made the heartbreaking decision to leave me on my own. Not because they don't love me, but because the circumstances forced them to leave me behind. I wasn't supposed to make it, but I did. So I grew up on my own. I knocked on every door. And I took every opportunity I could find, and to one day build something that would make life easier for others and the community I'm serving. That journey of being left out because systems were broken is what inspired me to build deliveries. Today, millions of small businesses owners, people just like me, are trying to make a better life by selling products online. Families are just trying to make it, but they keep on running into the same problem: logistics. Let me introduce you to Max. He's one of the online sellers and one of the people we're helping. He gets an order and feels excited until he realizes his courier can't deliver to his buyer's location, or the rate is too high, or the vehicle type isn't available. It couldn't deliver the next day when the timing matters. So he ends up canceling the order, and that's a lost sale and opportunity, a broken customer relationship. And he's not alone. Every day, sellers waste hours flipping between apps, comparing delivery providers, trying to piece together what should have been a simple task. The system and the process are fragmented, very time consuming, frustrating, and for small businesses, it's not just inefficient, it's unsustainable. And that's where our solution comes in. Deliveries is a logistics aggregator platform that makes deliveries simple, smart, and seamless. In just few taps, our users can instantly compare rates across multiple couriers, check delivery coverage, service types, and vehicle options, and book the best provider for their needs all in one place. So no more juggling apps, no more lost sales, and no more guessing. We're making logistics feel like online shopping: fast, intuitive, and very accessible. I created deliveries because I know what it feels like to be left out from a business and recipient standpoint, simply because no one built a better way. When I think about what we're doing, I think about people like Max, families trying to build something real, about students trying to earn extra, and entrepreneurs who just need a fair shot. I shared my story in the beginning, not to shed a negative light, because I love them. It's about showing realities that these things can happen when we don't create solutions or opportunities. Deliveries is our way of making that shot possible. The logistics market in the Philippines is valued at 1.19 billion annually, and it's growing fast. We're stepping into massive space with an even bigger purpose. Our revenue model is very simple. We charge 30 cents convenience fee for a transaction. We earn 10 to 18% commission from our delivery partners, and we're building additional revenue streams through e-commerce integration and premium tools. I have hustled and bootstrapped every obstacle imaginable and not afraid to knock on doors. In addition to that, I bring over 14 years of experience across the startup and corporate world, including roles at eBay and Uber and other ventures I've led. So I'm not afraid to try to test and put myself out there to get the job done. Through my relentless work, I've been part of global access programs in Israel, US, and Europe, and I've raised over 100,000 USD in funding in my ventures. But more than credentials, what drives me is the deep understanding of what I know, what it means to be underserved, and I have a relentless commitment to building solutions to change that. Deliveries is more than just a logistics tool. It's a bridge and a lifeline, a way for small businesses to succeed without getting lost in the system. So I invite you to join us, not just to back a company, but to support the mission, to make logistics easier, to make opportunities more accessible, and to deliver a future that includes everyone. My name is Nico Lociano, the founder of Deliveries, the future of logistics, and invite you to deliver that future together. Thank you.
Thank you, Nico. Now let's hear from Rafael Aquino, Executive Director and founder of the Lab Project. Through mobile libraries, the Lab Project increases health literacy and access to books, medical supplies, and educational materials for underserved children around the world. Using sustainable materials, the organization brings learning and healing to even the most remote areas. Rafael, the floor is yours.
The lab project is more than just a mission, it's personal. This is my childhood home. This house would be flooded when a typhoon hits. Sometimes we didn't have food on the table. Growing up poor wasn't easy. Putting food on the table comes first, everything else came second. This was my dad, Edilberto. He grew up in poverty during the Japanese War. He had a stroke in his late 30s, died of cancer in his early 50s. My brother Eric survived a stroke, and Ronald survived an aneurysm, both in their early 40s. Ronald's wife, Maridel, unfortunately died of heart failure at just 45, along with other countless friends and family members. It wasn't their fault. They did not receive the health education and the right nutrition that they need when they were young because it wasn't a priority. So, what's the difference between my life and theirs? I had access to medical care in my late teens. They didn't. I received health education that turned my life around. They didn't. Here's another heartbreaking truth. Diarrhea remains one of the leading causes of death for children under 10 globally. These deaths could be prevented by something as simple as hand washing. Another statistic, 1 in 3 adolescents has low health literacy, leaving them vulnerable to illness, misinformation, and preventable suffering, just like what happened to my dad, brothers, and other countless friends and family members. This is why I started the Lab Project, to give children, just like them, a real chance of living a healthy, dignified, and prolonged life. I'm Rafael Aquino, the Executive Director of the Lab Project, committed to building communities, creating awareness for behavioral change by promoting health literacy, sustainability, and access to books, medical and school supplies through mobility for underserved children, one community at a time. What makes the Lab Project unique is our health education mobility model. Our team of volunteers take everything to a location where kids feel safe and supported through our library on wheels. We bring our expertise and teach health literacy directly to marginalized communities using our own evidence-based, researched, culturally relevant children's books and sustainable supplies such as recycled books and BPA-free water bottles using the train the trainer approach. We are able to reach children even in remote areas. But, we don't stop at handing out resources or visiting communities. We strive for transformational impact. Our work has changed habits of children that will accompany them for the rest of their lives and increase their lifespan. In the 3 communities that we implemented in just under 3 years, their infection risk dropped 38%. Hand washing and health literacy improved by 55%, and we reduced the carbon footprint of approximately 808 kilograms of CO2 emissions. But what inspires the most is what happens after the lessons. It takes a village to execute these transformational changes. Our teachers, our volunteers, becoming role models for healthier habits, even children teaching other children. That's the ripple effect that we believe in. That's how change happens. We invite you to join our mission. You can donate supplies, volunteer, purchase our books, support our fundraisers, and even become a partner. I also encourage all of you to please follow us on social media to learn more about our mission and campaigns. Because together, through mobility, we can create a world where every child can have the knowledge, the opportunity to live a healthy, dignified, and prolonged life. For Ronald, for Eric, for Edilberto, for every child like them and their families, we will carry it to them so they can carry it forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Rafael. Up next, please welcome Mai Nguyen, founder of Laka City. Laka City is a smart mobility platform using AI to make parking seamless, scalable, and sustainable. With a background in urban planning across Asia and North America, she's building technology that reduces congestion, improves air quality, and prepares cities for an autonomous future. Mai, you have the stage.
Hello, everyone. I would like to start with asking you a question. Do you drive? Have you ever circled around for a parking lot, wasting time, burning fuel, but still missing something important? You're not alone because I've been there too, not once, not twice, but so many times. Missing dinner, canceling appointments, showing up late to client meetings, and apologizing like I've caused every problem in the world. It feels exhausting, embarrassing, but you know what? Completely avoidable. Driver usually spend 15 to 30 minutes hunting for parking. Who has that time to waste? It delays deliveries, hurts businesses, makes you late, and leave you feel helpless. All that circling adds to traffic congestion, air pollution, and a tons of wasted energy. In fast-growing city in Asia and across the world, parking is a daily struggle. Cities are getting smarter, but parking still stuck in the past. That's why we created Laga City, a real-time parking solution built by driver for driver. Whether it's a free spot, a paid lot, or ones you can reserve, Laga City helps you find it fast so you can focus on where you're going, not where to park. Here's how it works. We use driver shared data and public sources to map parking. Then driver can search, reserve, and navigate to a spot instantly. Hand-free with voice command make it easy and safe on the go. We also enable peer-to-peer sharing. Driver can share spots as they leave so others can park right after. Properties owners can lease unused spaces, earning income while easing congestion. But Laka City doesn't stop at solving today's problem. We're also building the digital infrastructure for tomorrow. As autonomous vehicles becoming more common, they face the same challenge: where to park. Laga City is designed to integrate with IoT sensors and navigation system, so self-driving cars can one day locate, reserve, and park themselves. So now you think we only are parking up? No, we're building the foundation for next generation mobility. With Laga City, we can reduce emissions, unclog our streets, make cities more walkable and livable. We're helping people reach their destination on time, whether it's for a medical emergency, a job interview, or to see a loved one. Make driving less stressful for everyone. The smart parking market is booming, 30 billion globally, 6 billion in ASEAN, 600 million in Vietnam in the next 3 to 5 years, and Laka City is ready to lead. But we need you. We're looking for investor to fund our 250K pre-seed round to scale up platform, partners to integrate Laka City into your businesses, and mentor, guide us on this journey. Join us. Share space, fire space. I am Mai from Laka City. So why me? Because I've lived the problem, as many of you, as an urban planner with over decades of experience dealing with urban issues in Asia and North America. In Vietnam, I saw sidewalks as buried under vehicles, and it's not even safe to walk. It hit me. Our city need better and can do better. Like a city is my mission to reclaim urban space for people, not for parking. And we have self-driving cars now, so why wait? Enter Laga City. Park easy, move breezy. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mai. And for our final pitch of the Southeast Asia segment, please welcome Tawit Boom Sangvirapansiri, Head of Operations of MoveMe. MoveMe optimizes urban transit with data-driven solutions and sustainable transportation models. Boom is advancing the expansion of MoveMe's asset-light ride-sharing platform across Thailand to serve more people with clean, accessible transit. Boom, the stage is yours.
I believe everyone has a dream, something that drives them to make a difference. Mine began with a memory I'll never forget. As a teenager, Walking to the bus stop after school was my only option. In almost 40 degrees Celsius heat, I navigated broken sidewalks, streets between street vendors, and speeding motorcycles just, just to move around. There was no schedule, no shade, and no safety. I remember almost crying someday, just trying to get to college or to get back home. And I kept asking myself, why is something as basic as getting around so hard? Why is it designed this way? In Thailand, this isn't just my story, it's millions of people's daily reality. We walk really long to the nearest transit, buses are unreliable, taxis are too expensive. Motorcycle taxi is really fast but dangerously risky. Over 70% of the road holidays in Thailand involve motorcycles. We have lost friends, real people we laughed and started with. Every day, people trade off time, safety, and cost just to move forward. Mobility has become a barrier, not a bridge. And that is why I joined MoveMe, and that is why MoveMe exists to build a safer, cleaner, and more accessible way to move around the cities. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm Pavis Sangpanchuri, but please call me Boom. I'm the head of operations of MoveMe, a ride-hailing and ride-sharing service based in Bangkok. Our vision is really simple: to make mobility cleaner, safer, and more affordable, so that no one has to choose between time, safety, and cost just to move around. With our app, users can book rides on demand, and our tech pulls multiple trips together, making each ride more efficient, more affordable, and better for the environment. This model is already working. We operate a fleet of over 800 electric tuk-tuks, compact, clean, and purpose-built for the city of Bangkok. We now serve over 30,000 passengers daily, with almost 20 million rides completed and over 4,000 tons of carbon dioxide reduced, the equivalent of taking 820 cars off the road for a year or planting 105,000 trees over. Our riders value the price and convenience, local governments value the reduced emissions and congestion, and now we are ready to expand this success to more cities across Thailand. We proved our model in Bangkok by owning operating our own fleet. Now we're shifting to an asset-light model, partnering with local operators while providing tech and service support. It's faster to scale, creates local ownership, and keeps us lean. We are ready to expand to high potential provinces where public transit is limited but needed. We are seeking strategic partners through funding or collaboration to help us scale beyond Bangkok and into the other cities around Southeast Asia. Our goal isn't just to grow our business, it's to grow with our partners and with each city, building better mobility and better life together. The time is right, our model is proven, the demand is clear, and the problem is real. For me, what we have built at MoveMe is just the beginning, a foundation of reimagining how cities like Bangkok can move, laugh, and grow. We are not just building a service, we are leading a movement towards smarter, cleaner, and more inclusive mobility. MoveMe isn't one of many options. We are uniquely positioned. We have proven it works. We understand their cities. We are trusted by communities, and we know how to scale sustainably. If you believe, like we do, that mobility should empower, not be a barrier, we would love to talk. Thank you, and we're excited about what's next, and we hope you'll be part of it. Thank you.
Thank you, Boom. Now I'm honored to introduce someone who has played a key role in building and nurturing the partnership that makes the Ford Philanthropy Mobility Fellowship possible.
Hi, everyone. I have the great privilege and honor of extending our team and the Fellows' utmost gratitude to our partners for their generous support and investment in the Ford Philanthropy Mobility Fellowship. The 2024-2025 Ford Philanthropy Mobility Fellowship cohort marks the 5th year of partnership between Ford Philanthropy and Watson Institute. The 2024-2025 Ford Philanthropy Mobility Fellows are advancing affordable, equitable, and safe transportation solutions in underserved, low-income communities, strengthening local economies, and driving forward the future of mobility worldwide. The 2024-2025 Ford Philanthropy Mobility Fellowship is designed to connect these mobility-focused entrepreneurs with access to capital, mentorship, and training that they need to scale their mobility solutions and drive meaningful impact in their communities, ensuring that all people are empowered with freedom of movement to access the services, goods, and opportunities necessary for a dignified and independent life. Thank you, Ford Philanthropy, for being such incredible partners. It's an honor to do this work alongside each of you, and we look forward to all that's to come. With that, I'm delighted to introduce you to Mike Schmidt, Director of Economic Mobility and Global Community Development at Ford Philanthropy.
Hello, and welcome to all of you joining this virtual Ford Philanthropy Mobility Fellowship Summit. I'm Mike Schmidt, Director of Economic Mobility at Ford Philanthropy, and it's a privilege to welcome you to this exciting event. The relationship between Ford and Watson goes back almost 10 years now, and it's only deepened over those years. You know, we created the first pilot Ford Philanthropy Fellowship at Watson Institute in 2018 for a few of the world's most promising, impact-driven entrepreneurs. We quickly noticed the transformational impact that fellows were making in their communities, and that there was significant demand for the program, quite frankly, more than we ever imagined, which made us think bigger about how we could scale our partnership to empower entrepreneurs globally to envision and lead change in their communities. In 2021, we worked with Watson to launch a redesigned Ford Philanthropy Fellowship for 15 fellows. Our goal was to increase the reach and impact of the program. Since then, our partnership has provided comprehensive training, mentorship, and peer-to-peer support for more than 3,000 impact-driven entrepreneurs. That's 88 fellows and 2,980 base camp participants, to be exact, across dozens of markets in the U.S. and globally. Well, since 2018, the Ford Philanthropy Fellowship has laid the groundwork for the impact that you all will witness at today's summit. Well, today we're celebrating the 2024-2025 class of fellows. This program truly represents Ford Motor Company's core values. At Ford, we are focused on moving people forward and upward. And as Ford's corporate foundation, Ford Philanthropy's part of this mission is focused on helping to shape a future where young people have opportunities to build successful, purpose-driven careers. Through hands-on learning, real-world experiences, and meaningful support, we work alongside educators, nonprofit partners, and communities to equip the next generation with the skills and confidence they need to thrive in high-growth fields like automotive, mobility, and skilled trades. Our focus is on learning by doing, because the best way to prepare for the future is to actively build it. This Mobility Fellowship does just that. This fellowship also connects our fellows with Ford employees who share their expertise and gain inspiration through Meet the Fellows sessions and skill-building brain trusts. This connection with employees is a new aspect of the program, based on feedback from earlier fellowship cohorts, and I hope it's been helpful for this year's fellows. So, what's next for our fellows in the coming year? As this cohort concludes their training, our commitment shifts to long-term alumni support. Our goal is to help fellows thrive and scale. This means ongoing mentorship, network introductions to partners like Techstars and Echoing Green, and tailored support from the Watson Institute team. We want to amplify your impact, creating jobs, improving access, and building resilient communities worldwide. Now, for anyone in the audience who may be interested in applying for the next Ford Philanthropy Fellowship, I encourage you to keep in touch with the team at Watson. We hope to announce more details soon. And now, to our truly remarkable 2024-2025 fellows, congratulations. This has been an intensive journey, I know. Your dedication, resilience, and vision in developing your social enterprises is inspiring. On behalf of Ford Philanthropy and our partners at Watson Institute, congratulations on reaching this significant milestone. As socially conscious entrepreneurs working to expand access to transportation, essential services, and economic opportunity, I hope this fellowship has empowered you to go further in making a positive impact in your communities. You are tackling significant challenges in Ford's key markets, from Brazil and Germany to the Philippines, South Africa, and beyond. And we're proud of you and what you've accomplished. We are genuinely inspired by your passion and commitment, and we have immense faith in your ability to lead change and create meaningful impact. We're also eager to follow your progress and celebrate your successes, so please stay in touch. Well, thank you again for your hard work, your courage, and your vision. The future of mobility and the communities you serve are brighter because of your efforts. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Now we'll take a short 5-minute intermission. Feel free to stretch, grab some water, or drop a note in the chat sharing where you're joining from and which pitch has inspired you so far. We'll see you back here shortly, where Evie will take back over as your host.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you had a chance to stretch, hydrate, and reflect on the incredible pitches we've heard so far. And thank you, Cynthia, for guiding us through Southeast Asia. As we head into our final segment, I want to take a moment to spotlight an equally important part of the Ford Philanthropy Mobility Fellows journey, their work with base camps. Community-focused events designed to bring their mobility ventures directly to the people and places they aim to serve. To share more about this work and its impact, I'm excited to introduce Mary Campbell, our Senior Base Camp Programs Manager here at Watson Institute. Mary, the mic is yours.
Thank you, Evie. Hi, my name is Mary Campbell, and I'm the Senior Programs Manager at Watson Institute. As part of the Ford Philanthropy Mobility Fellowship, each of these incredible fellows is required to host a base camp event during their 16-week journey. It is a wonderful but ambitious project, especially considering that many of these fellows are working full-time jobs, raising families, and building their ventures all at once. These base camps are powerful 1 to 3 day events that showcase the fellows' work. They're designed to provide hands-on learning experiences that equip these entrepreneurs and community leaders with new tools that they need to build impactful ventures. While each of these events look different, they all create spaces for authentic connection, meaningful conversations, and forward momentum, helping to bring big ideas to life in tangible ways. Despite the challenges, fellows approach event planning with incredible tenacity. For them, this isn't just a program requirement, it is a chance to make a real impact in their communities. And today I'm excited to highlight just how transformative these fellow-led events have been, not only for the communities that they're serving, but for the fellows themselves. With robust training, curated resources, and generous support from our partners at Ford Philanthropy, we have successfully held or are in the process of holding over 22 unique base camps across the globe. On average, these fellows dedicate over 50 hours outside of their regular sessions to plan and host these events. And at Watson Institute, we're deeply proud of their efforts. Truly, we're seeing the ripple effects of these base camps grow stronger every day, changing lives one event at a time. So far, the Ford Philanthropy Mobility Fellows have reached more than 1,000 unique individuals, and that number continues to rise. These events have included entrepreneur training workshops and curated experiences focused on the community impact. One fellow, Mai, hosted her base camp called Envisioning Smart City and Urban Mobility in the AI Era that attracted over 100 unique participants in Vietnam. She shared that this base camp empowered local talent, connected them to global resources, and catalyzed new ideas toward building sustainable, human-centered cities in Vietnam and beyond. So, to Mai and all of the Ford Philanthropy Mobility Fellows, thank you. Thank you for trusting us to walk alongside you on this journey, and thank you for the long hours that you've spent planning, developing, collaborating, pivoting, and yes, changing and pivoting again. So, back to you, Evie.
Thank you so much, Mary, for shedding light on the incredible community-rooted work happening through the Ford Philanthropy Mobility Fellow-led base camps. And now let's turn our attention to the final region we're highlighting today, Mexico, where Ford Philanthropy Mobility Fellows are building innovative solutions that are reshaping urban mobility and empowering local communities. First up is Fernando Ocaña, founder of Veo. Veo offers affordable, lightweight EVs for gig drivers, alongside service hubs that provide access to essentials like food, childcare, and professional development. With backing from MIT DesignX and the Green Climate Fund, Fernando is building vehicles that aren't just products, they're catalysts for broader urban innovation. Fernando, you have the stage.
Hello, everyone. My name is Fernando Ocaña, and I'm the founder of Veo, a hyper-efficient EV ecosystem designed to revolutionize the current environmental, social, and economic state of ride-hailing. Following my experience working as an automotive designer at Volvo Trucks, Saab, Opel, and McLaren, I used my design director position at Think to write a manifesto on how shared lightweight electric vehicles could detonate mass adoption of zero-emissions transportation across the global south. Then I launched Sonic Movement, pioneering how electric vehicles could be made audible to pedestrians without generating additional noise pollution for our cities. My ambition to push automotive design forward and out of the object towards a systems approach seemed to be underway. Sadly, in 2017, life shifted as I returned to Mexico to care for a close relative who was struggling with a harsh depression following sexual abuse. It was a very hard time for me taking care of her, but also realizing that I had lost my professional drive. In 2019, an opportunity came along when then Mayor of Mexico City, Claudia Sheinbaum, commissioned me to redesign our current informal last mile taxi fleets in Mexico City. I designed a lightweight, vertical, slow moving vehicle that would weigh only 420 kilograms, or about 25% of the weight of a traditional car. And by building the first prototype by hand, I discovered that we could reduce taxi operation costs by 60% and reduce energy consumption from fleet operation by 65%. However, a deeper question stayed with me. How can we make ride hailing truly safe for women and girls in our cities? The answer, we needed not just to redesign the car, but the entire system. I became obsessed with fixing the small inefficiencies within the current model and set forth designing a subscription service through which multiple drivers could share a small and reduced number of cars, thus reducing idle time, operation costs, and enabling a centralized digital operation through which data gathered through sensors, cameras, and radars in our vehicles could increase 40% revenue per kilometer. By reducing 60% of the operation cost and increasing 40% of the revenue per kilometer, our vehicles will enable us to raise 80% of net income for drivers and lower 20% of the cost for passengers using our cars, enabling communities from low and middle income demographics across the global south to join zero emissions transportation. Furthermore, we will invest in turning those centers, physical hubs where drivers can pick up and drop off their cars, into true community environments, where offering drivers food and sanitary facilities, childcare, healthcare, and personal and professional development opportunities will redefine the current labor conditions set up by the gig economy and have a systemic impact on the well-being of end users, particularly that of female passengers. Our business opportunity is massive, as 30,000 Veo vehicles would generate over $1 billion in annual revenue with a 30% profit margin. And while 30,000 cars sounds like a lot for a small startup, we have developed a franchised model through which each of our Veo centers can be adopted by a driver community, generating a scalable strategy for growth that can enable us to tap into Mexico City's market, where there's 300,000 taxis and Ubers, and a global market where there's an approximate of 30 million vehicles driving worldwide. Today, with Claudia Sheinbaum elected president of Mexico, the federal government has asked me to help design Olinia, a new state-owned EV brand that will manufacture our vehicles and enable Veo to focus exclusively on its software operation for fleet management. That is why I'm raising $1 million to build an operating system that will take care of driver operations, fleet management, incoming payments from multiple apps, and also process and commercialize the data gathered from our fleet. Because let's not forget that 80% of ride-hailing trips are shorter than 3 miles and are done at speeds below 30 miles per hour. And yet we're still using 2-ton vehicles designed for long-distance, high-speed travel. As a result, 70% of profit is actually lost to car-related costs. You wouldn't eat soup with a shovel, so why ride in tanks when we could be using go-karts? Thank you.
Thank you, Fernando. Next, please welcome Lucia Probst, founder of Omvi. Omvi is a carpooling startup that helps reduce traffic and CO2 emissions by connecting employees from the same workplace to share rides. With a background in chemical engineering and a master's in international entrepreneurship and sustainability, Lucia is creating scalable, climate-forward solutions for healthier and more connected urban communities. Lucia, the mic is yours.
This is my city, Monterrey. It is Mexico's industrial capital and a key driver of the country's economy. But along its economic growth, Monterrey faces significant ecological challenges, like air quality issues. Much of it's caused by traffic congestion and pollution. And I know this is not only Monterrey. Vehicle transportation accounts for nearly 20% of global greenhouse gas emissions, and 18% of CO2 emissions specifically come from private vehicles. I have commuted in this city for years, losing hours of my time seeing people around me get sick. I wanted to find a more sustainable way to get around, but the options I found either weren't reliable or didn't feel safe. I knew I had to come up with a solution that tackles multiple angles. I thought, how can we come together as a community, giving access to mobility and at the same time have an impact on the environment and the citizens? And I also thought, companies, although they want to meet their sustainability goals, they do not have effective tools to reduce dependence on the private automobile. Good day, my name is Lucia Probst. I am the founder of Ambi, a transformational carpooling solution for companies. Ambi connects employees from the same company to share rides. It uses smart matching algorithms to connect employees and optimize routes, this way building trusted communities. It offers creation of groups and frequent routes, delivers metrics such as CO2 emissions saved with the possibility of converting them to carbon credits, and includes a reward system that incentivizes users to keep choosing sustainable transport. Companies can also track their impact through dashboard measuring CO2 savings and employee engagement. So who is it for? Ambi helps corporations generally meet ESG goals while advancing employee health and well-being. Cities looking to ease pressure on the most congested commuter routes and individuals looking for real and practical solutions. Ambi operates on a B2B subscription model. Companies pay monthly fee based on the number of employees registered on the platform. This includes access to the Ambi apps, smart route optimization, the reward and incentive system, impact dashboard showing CO2 savings, and full customer support. Additionally, we offered optional services such as customized report, carbon credit certification, and personalized employee engagement campaigns. So this slide shows the environmental and social impact of our solution that can deliver at scale. If 18,000 employees used our carpooling solution, we could achieve up to 75% reduction in weekly CO2 emissions. But the benefits go beyond emissions. We are improving employees' physical and mental health, reducing daily stress, and fostering a stronger sense of community within organization. I know firsthand the challenges commuters face in big cities. I am passionate about sustainability, and I have combined my technical knowledge and entrepreneurial mindset to create a solution that responds to a pressing need. And I am also joined by my co-founder, Jose Domene, who is behind all of our technology. Our team has experience and passion to ensure Ambi's success, and together with your support, our social and environmental impact can grow even further. We are committed to making carpooling a viable and safe option for everyone, and our partnerships with companies are an important step in that direction. We are grateful to have the support of several respected organizations and initiatives, including Ford Philanthropy, Watson Institute, Heineken, Sixth Foundation, and many others who believe in our mission. This backing not only validates our solution, but also fuels our next steps. Today, cities are reaching a tipping point. Air pollution, traffic congestion, and climate change are demanding urgent action. At the same time, companies are under more pressure than ever to meet ESG targets and take tangible steps towards sustainability. Ambi meets this moment by offering a practical, scalable, and impactful solution that benefits companies, employees, and the environment. Our team is ready, the technology is ready, and the time for change is now. Join us in our journey to a greener, more responsible future. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Lucia. Now let's hear from Barcy Luna, co-founder and CEO of Shuttle Central. Shuttle Central is a groundbreaking marketplace connecting local transportation entrepreneurs with global travel brands. An alum of Y Incubator and 500 startups, Barcy is passionate about economic justice and has built a platform that has empowered more than 1,000 families across Latin America by keeping tourism wealth within the communities travelers come to experience. Barcy, you have the floor.
Hello, I want you to meet Giancarlo. He owns 5 shuttle vans and employs 7 drivers in Punta Cana. For years, He watched how large corporations captured the lucrative airport transfer market, while his small fleet sat underutilized. He remained invisible, and his potential limited by a lack of technology, market access, and capital. I am Barcy Luna, CEO and co-founder of Shuttle Central, and for the last decade, me and my team have witnessed how hundreds of entrepreneurs like Giancarlo struggle against systems that are designed to favor large corporations. This economic injustice is common across every destination international travelers visit, where up to 80% of what they spend flows back to foreign-owned businesses. And we are on a mission to change that narrative. In Latin America, small fleet operators know the regions intimately. They deliver a personalized service international brands just cannot match, and they create local jobs that strengthen local communities. Yet, they are facing significant barriers that I personally find painful and economically devastating for local communities that live on travel income. They don't have a website, which limits visibility. They are fragmented. It means the market has more than 5 layers of intermediation, no access to technology, restricted capital for growth, and no data insights. That means no access to optimize their business. That's why Shuttle Central is their superpower. Shuttle Central transforms these invisible operators into the protagonists of the story by providing direct market access and digital presence. We connect them with thousands of international travelers and global brands, making them discoverable online. With operational intelligence, streamlining their once inefficient operations and offering actionable data. And lastly, our financial tools provide the capital traditional banks won't offer them. And this approach is really working. Without owning a single vehicle, we are empowering more than 250 local operators, serving more than 35,000 international travelers on a monthly basis, with the highest commission in this industry per completed ride, and up to a 35% chance to transform a traveler into a repeat loyal user. All this within a market of 1.5 billion international air travelers that need an airport ride. That means this is a 65 billion global market opportunity. Giancarlo Value creates a circle of impact to every stakeholder in this triangle. For travel brands, he becomes a reliable extension of the service. For communities, tourism dollars circulate locally 4 times over. And for travelers, his local knowledge ensures safety during emergencies. And we are rated as one of the best services around, according to our own travelers. When this combines, communities and local businesses become stronger and resilient. We are raising a 2.5 million round to expand our reach to 500 more operators across key destinations, improve our marketplace and API integration, that means more sales, and scale vehicle financings for fleet expansion and working capital for operating expenses. Both are critical needs traditional banks consistently fail to meet for small transport operators. Shuttle Central isn't just another booking platform. We are creating a stage where local transportation heroes finally shine. Thank you.
Thank you, Barcy. And to close out today's pitches, please welcome Javier Amozurrutia, founder of MazMobi. MazMobi is a mobility startup offering underserved, low-income communities flexible and affordable vehicle lease options. From short-term rentals to last-mile electric delivery, MazMobi is leveraging underutilized assets and growing fast, now operating across 37 airports and 28 cities in Mexico. Javier, over to you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Javier Amosurrutia, founder and CEO of MassMobi, where we make all win by renting vehicles. Do you know that there are more than 100,000 used vehicles parked on lot in Mexico ready to use? So I ask you, have you ever had a bad experience renting a car, have problems with the credit card, the deposit they request, or the super discount they offer but don't include insurance? Well, now imagine you are a pharma company or a consulting firm, and your employees suffer this up to 50 times a month when they need a vehicle for many reasons like a business trip, car accident, maintenance, a new employee, or a project. And you are losing up to 3 days of work by employee. And the time lost is equivalent to $50,000 a month. With experience we have on leasing, analyzing the trends of mobility, and the good and bad of other startups, we identified that using car sharing economic models, matching the needs of customers, and all those vehicles parked is a huge opportunity to create an asset-light vehicle sharing solution to offer any vehicle just a click away, to rent them by day, week, or month. No paperwork and up to 30% cheaper than the competition. With a philosophy of making everyone win, we create alliance with vehicle dealers so they upload their certified vehicles to our platform and then expand this partnership with daily rental companies to grow faster. We receive up to 25% of each ticket, and this allows us to focus on technology and the commercial part. And being B2B, we have the lowest risk on the market. The main competitors are daily rental companies. There are another two car sharing companies in Mexico that are peer-to-peer, and one just changed to peer-to-business because of the risk. A traditional car sharing company that started at the end of 2023 closes in less than 1 year for the same reason. Our low risk model, technology, fast expansion, and the team are the main difference for us to be the leaders. As I told you, the team is a key component of success. We know customers, the users, we know how to meet the needs of the corporations and how to bring everyone to the table for solutions so everyone can start winning. We are three co-founders, Steph with experience in legal, leasing, and administration, Ivan with a lot of years with experience developing solutions for different companies, and myself with experience on marketing, leasing, and mobility. On a market that is valued in more than 200 billions and growing 20% each year, we are focused on consolidating our presence this year in Mexico and develop new technologies to release the vehicle subscription. It's going to be like Netflix to open B2C in United States, following the same framework to conquer new markets. And the numbers talk by themselves. We have been bootstrapping. We are break even. In 2024, we grow 400%, and we plan to reach 2 million this year. And with the investment round and expansion, pass 8 millions in 2026. We have an open round of $1 million to increase the sales team to consolidate our presence, develop new products and new features, and prepare for our expansion in 2026. Today, we are in 37 airports and 28 cities in Mexico and have access to asset value and more than $40 million. Tomorrow, we will be an international company offering shared mobility to everyone. I invite you to co-create with us and develop the alliance to continue and grow our expansion to new markets. Thank you.
Thank you, Javier. What an inspiring journey we've just traveled together, across continents, through challenges, and into the heart of innovation. To help us close out this powerful experience, I'm honored to welcome someone who has been a guiding force behind the Ford Philanthropy Mobility Fellowship, our Vice President of Programs at Watson Institute, Dwayne Griffith. Dwayne, the floor is yours.
Thank you for the floor, Evie. What an incredible showcase of mobility innovation we've witnessed today from the Ford Philanthropy Mobility Fellows. As we close this transformative chapter of the Ford Philanthropy Mobility Fellowship, I'm moved by the incredible journey we've witnessed together. Over these intensive months, You've demonstrated that mobility isn't just about getting from point A to point B. It's about connecting communities, breaking down barriers, and creating pathways to opportunity. Your ventures represent the future of transportation equity, where innovation meets social impact. The key learning that resonates most deeply is how each of you has defined what it means to be a mobility entrepreneur. You've shown us that true leadership in this space requires both technical innovation and deep community understanding. You've learned to navigate complex systems, build meaningful partnerships, and most importantly, to center the voices of those your solutions serve. As you continue forward, remember that you are fellows forever. You are now part of our growing alumni network of changemakers who understand that mobility justice is social justice. We believe in your vision and ability to drive transformative change our communities desperately need. Maya Angelou once said, and I quote, "A wise woman wishes to be no one's enemy. A wise woman refuses to be anyone's victim." Out quote. Your work embodies this wisdom, refusing to accept transportation inequity as inevitable while building bridges instead of walls. For those joining us today, thank you for witnessing the future of transportation equity in action. We encourage you to become part of the Watson Institute family by exploring fellowship opportunities, maybe mentor entrepreneurs, and connect with us across social media, whether it is LinkedIn, Instagram. Join the conversation in our chat right now by sharing one thing you can give to the community and one thing you need from the community. Together, we're building the pathways to tomorrow's mobility solutions. Thank you.
Thank you, Dwayne. As we come to the end of today's 2024-2025 Ford Philanthropy Mobility Fellowship Summit, I want to take a moment to thank you, our community of supporters, partners, and champions of change, for showing up with curiosity, care, and conviction. To the Ford Philanthropy Mobility Fellows, your work is not just transforming mobility. It's redefining how people move, access resources, and build better lives. You are the visionaries, the builders, and the bold believers in a more accessible, sustainable, and inclusive future. As you return to your communities and ventures, know this: your ideas matter. Your leadership matters. And the Ford Philanthropy Mobility Fellowship community is behind you. Let today be the fuel, not just to keep going, but to go further. On behalf of all of us at Watson Institute and our partners at Ford Philanthropy, thank you for being part of this global movement. We'll see you soon.